Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're doing amazing. So, I was laying in bed. It is probably 2 something in the morning, and I get jolted up halfway through sleep to do a random reading. I was like, thanks. So, I'm being quiet because it's literally the middle of the night. I don't want to be making too much noise. And we're just going to touch on the energy. It's so funny because this is the eclipse, I believe. This is eclipse energy. And eclipses are very weird to me. It's a very strong energy. And I feel it before it even comes. It's really weird. I'll be like, something's coming, or I'll know exactly what it is or what it's going to focus on. So, beautiful souls, we have receive, passion, and delight. There's something beautiful coming in. The thing is, you have to be willing and open to receive it. You have to open yourself up to the possibilities. I feel like it's going to be so intense. It's such a change in your life that maybe you want to deny it. Because it's going to be so big. It's going to be so different. But I feel like it's meant for you. Like you wished upon a star for it. It was something that you wanted. You finally get it. But fear may be holding you back, or fear may be something that could hold you back. And that's not fair to you, is it? Yeah, a love offer. Oh my God, somebody's coming in. Somebody's coming in. They're giving me this thing of like, look at all these angels. It's like divinely guided. Oh my gosh, what is happening? It's so funny because it's like you've been building on something that hasn't moved. It's like you thought it was over. You thought it was done. And you had hopes that things would turn out right. And you had to believe that it was coming to you. A lot of you turned off your energy. A lot of you turned off your feelings during this time because you were sure that it was crazy or it wouldn't happen. A lot of you did that, thinking that it was over and done. Nothing would come out of it. And look at this passion. Something that it's a big old change, a tower moment. Someone comes in to confess to you how much they care. The thing is, I feel like they've been holding it to themselves. They always have. Yeah, this person always did care. They just kept it a secret and it's about to come out. And all this is creating balance in your life. All these start with 4s because you have been working on this. This is something that you have created. The foundations were already there, which means this is someone that you knew. Which doesn't mean that it has to be a past partner. It could be just someone that you knew at one time. But this balance is coming in. I almost look like you're just going to look at this like, I cannot believe it. I can't believe that this is happening. But for some of you, there is fear because it is something that makes you happy. It's something that you wished for, but you're like, what is the catch? She's holding the same orb. It's like it was always there. It's like it was always there. It should have took shape in your heart, in your soul, and your intuition. Interesting. I'm going to pull some cards. You've definitely been trying to give to this thing as much as you can. It's been a burden, though. It's been a burden to give. And you almost question yourself, like, why am I giving? See the conflict on the bottom of the deck? It's like you were conflicted about giving because it was a lot of responsibility, which leads me to believe that you weren't getting anywhere near equal back from this person. It's interesting because I feel like other people may have told you something about this person. It's like other people see the connection. Or you may have gotten a lot of attention as well. Or it's like you get a lot of attention or people really like you. You're a good time. They almost feel like they can't give that. Like that's something that they're missing that you have. Some of you, they really want to rekindle this relationship that you had, where you were really good or nice to them, really friendly, you got along, you had things in common. You make them feel dreamy and think about love. You do. There has been some delays, but I feel as though in their mind, even though they don't tell you, they always thought about this thing moving forward. They may have had a lot of responsibilities they had to deal with that needed their time. And now, all they're thinking about is rekindling this thing with you. So there may be a a party, a get-together with friends, something like that. But I feel like there's going to be a good time involved with this person. I feel like they're also confused about giving you an offer. They want to give you an offer. It's something that they've been contemplating and dealing with. But eventually, what they feel inside is going to come out. Probably against their best judgment. Yeah, it's like they get an immediate fear that it's not going to work, or that there's going to be a rejection. Their emotions get the best of them for a quick moment, and they offer something because they're talking to you. See, they're trying to keep your relationship or whatever you have, whatever this thing that got sparked back up, they're trying to keep it going. Their fears are getting the best of them. They're trying to be patient. But I feel like their emotions just get the best of them. They're talking to you. They're feeling the situation. They're trying to push communication out of you. They're very passionate. They have a lot of energy about it, even though they're fearful. And out of fear of losing you, they give an offer or say something about their feelings. And it's their way of standing up for themselves. And what's interesting is because they stand up for themselves, or they have this quote-unquote mistake, you finally know what's going on in their head. You finally realize that both of you are on the same page. There may be a love offer as well, depending on how deep you are in this relationship with this person. I still feel there's joy and happiness, right? It's like this person knows, even though this slipped out. With this King of Swords, they're not moving away from what they thought or what they said. I do feel like they're a little afraid of leaving things behind. Like their old life or the way they used to do things. For a lot of you, it's about them being afraid of not being single anymore. And having kind of like a monkey on their back in a way. Having to answer to another person. They'd be leaving. It's like they feel like they'll be leaving their intellectual or their freedom behind. Like their choices won't be theirs anymore. So I feel like there's a little bit of questioning about the stance that was taken. But honestly, I feel like the passion and the obsession of the feelings that they have for you overpowers that, because they're happy. There's worry on one side, but there's also happiness here. Yeah, I feel like there's a fight. They're gonna fight to win at all costs, to keep this energy of you. They're not trying to lose a happy forever or a stable forever for confusion and shenanigans. Okay? Because I do feel like they're going to have choices, but they almost keep it to themselves. So I do want you to know, guys, that inside they're going to feel like there's a problem or issue, you know? But on the outside, I feel like they're going to try. They may feel a little bit distant from time to time, I feel. But, okay. Well, since I know this is about love, we're going to do, I'm going to put you and them, put a couple of cards out for that. Yeah. Yeah. I see you trying to change your perspective. You're trying to stay positive in the situation because you're not sure what's happening, right? But you're getting a little hostile in the fact that you have to wait so long. It's like you're starting to get your mind right, I guess, after waiting. It's like, oh my God, this is just so much work. But it's almost like Spirit wants you to have faith in what's happening. Yeah. To still have a little dream about the situation. To still have a little hope and faith. There's still a friendship between you two or some sort of connection. Your person definitely, all they see is that things are not working in their favor. They're not putting the effort in. They're not doing what they need to do to keep you. And they get a spark of energy. And they realize that they want to keep you, so they have to do what they need to do because you're in their head. You're in their head, absolutely. In the future, all they see is successfulness, right? They want to be successful with you. They want to be a part of that light that you have. You have a light, and they want to connect to it. The thing is, they don't feel like they're strong enough to handle it. It's like they feel like they're weaker than you, in the nicest possible way of saying that. Right? And there's a lot of shadow work that they're going to have to do to stay with you. Right? Yeah, I just feel like you're ready for the fight to be over in the past. You're ready for the fight to be over. Nothing was moving forward. It's almost like you were getting frustrated that maybe you were creating this illusion in your mind and nothing was really happening. Because I feel like you healed it. Like there wasn't any activity, or you were getting frustrated and then you would feel better. And then maybe you would spy on this person, or they would spy on you, or you see them spying on you, and it would change your mind. You're just like, we're stuck. How do I get unstuck from this relationship? From this situation that we're in, from this pattern that we're stuck in. And you, the whole time you were in their mind. They knew that this whole situation was not over. They were just clinging to the past. Some of you, it's past issues with past people that weren't done. But you were always in their mind too. They weren't sure if they could love you. So they decided to just kind of move on with their life and see what happened. But they couldn't get you off their mind. So they decided to come back in and try to fix things. Yeah, this is like an apology. Or coming back to try again and do things differently. But I feel like maybe you didn't cooperate. You didn't really cooperate with them the first time. Or when they came back. Okay? But I feel like eventually there is success. But there's confusion. Which it puts a damper on the emotional activity in the relationship. Meaning that there is a slight feeling of rejection, or feeling like they may not be enough, or you may not be enough. But I feel like they feel like they're not enough, right? But I feel like you're still giving in this relationship. It's still moving. You're still making things happen. You're still making things happen. They're getting out of their head about the whole situation. There are some times where there will not be as much activity, or things may not be happening in the relationship. You may get a little bit confused. Look, but Spirit is here to bring you two together. Oh my gosh, what is happening? They're still standing up, even though they're confused. And even though they may separate, they still have a direction with you. I feel like they separate to fix things or deal with things in their own life from time to time, because they have their own passions and desires, but you are always still there. And I feel like your patience with them, or vice versa, is magical to them. You know, it's like if you continue to be patient with them while they go through the things that they go through, it makes it all worthwhile to them. Because Spirit's telling me that we're still in Venus is retrograde for a while longer here. So even though there's a change communication still isn't 100%. Things still aren't 100%. That's that storyline. So I'm going to pull some romance angel cards. Spirit, what do you have for everybody? What would you like for them to know? Yeah. So something you thought was over is coming back to get started again. And you need to have some real life conversation. I mean, you really need to talk about your feelings and the things that you want. The things that you need. Somebody's coming to express their feelings. But I feel like you hesitate. This is the same thing I was saying. I feel like you hesitate. Because you don't trust. You don't trust what they're saying. You're like, now you come? Why now? What's different now? But it's just fate. It's time. See, it's time for this thing to happen. It's time for things to start moving. Yeah. You realize how much they really care and how much they really want. Some of you, they're talking about getting married. But you're a little iffy because they left you. And it's like, how can you tell me you want to marry me or be with me forever, or you see a future with me, but you keep disappearing? Yeah, they had some things that they needed to heal, like I said. They needed to focus on love and be excited about love and want to have love. Yeah, they're coming in soon. And what's so interesting is I feel like they may disconnect, but they come back. Because there's something about your connection that makes it all worthwhile to them. Yeah, they're still working through some codependency. And you're going to have to let them do it. Remember, in a relationship, two people are individuals and you come together to be in one relationship. So they have their own issues and situations that they need to deal with. That's not over. Not for right now. Not for right now, it's not. Well, I'm going to close this out with an energy, a wisdom of the oracle card for the energy for everyone. We have round and round. Are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamic with others? Maybe a little too familiar. Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person, who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You are being drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time, for you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. Beautiful. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a good night. I need to go to bed. Good night, guys.